you can actually cheat on someone and still be in love with them. Hello, hi guys, I'm Chisom. I am a product manager, a founder, content creator, speaker, Christian, wife. It really just depends on what the conversation is really all about, right? And today it's a very very funny video, right? I was just going through social media the other day, Twitter to be precise, and it was raining unpopular opinions. So someone asked on Twitter, what are your unpopular opinions about relationships? And guys, the things that I saw, my mouth cannot even talk it. But let's just get into it. So I have my phone here with some of the unpopular opinions. I'm just going through the thread on Twitter, and I will just be reading them out and obviously sharing my opinion, right? So someone says here, obviously I haven't thought about these answers, so everything you see, it's really first thought, or me even trying to get my thoughts together. So the first question, right? The first unpopular opinion, someone said, women shouldn't be taking relationship advice from women who cannot attract, keep, nor sustain a healthy relationship. I mean, if we want to be quite logical about it, typically when you want to ask someone for advice, you usually go to ask somebody that is quite experienced. For example, as a product manager now, if somebody is looking to transition into product management, right, and they're looking for someone to ask questions, they will most likely ask someone who's already a PM, right? Or I think really, like, if we take away the sentiment, right, from this opinion of this lady, it makes sense to just want to ask people who have healthy relationships. I mean, it's the same way people look for mentor. You look for a mentor because these mentors have achieved what you're looking to achieve, right? It's really just logical thinking, right? But I feel like the lines get blurred when it comes to relationships and what men or women shouldn't do, and then everybody's shoulder is tensed up and everybody's in attack mode or defense mode. So yeah. The next one is relationships during teenage years do more harm than good. Absolute waste of time and emotions. I agree. Honestly, as a teenager, why are you in a relationship? Honestly, I feel like it's easier said than done, definitely, because your teenage years is when you're like the puberty stuff. You really want to maybe kind of explore, but believe me when I say it's a total waste of time. Like, it does more harm than good. People are exposed to premarital fornication and all of those things, and as a Christian, like, obviously it has already done harm. So at your teenage years, I just feel like being aware of the stage you are in life. Yes, I'm in my teenage years. Yes, this is when my hormones begin to act different. I find this gender more attractive now. It's like knowing, right? And just really understanding that you're not really missing out on anything. To be honest, you're not really missing out on anything. I think the problem here is that when children are they are in those years, they are just specifically told, no, don't do this, no, don't do that. And honestly, like me, if you tell me, no, don't do this, you have to give me a reason why. There needs to be a communication as to why shouldn't I do this, right? But I don't think those kind of conversations are really hard. But yeah, I feel like if those kind of conversations are hard, more teenagers will really understand that they're not really missing out on anything if they don't have relationships, or they don't engage in fornication and all of that. Like, you're good, trust me. Hey guys, I need water. I've been talking for a while. So this next one here, the person has two opinions. The first opinion is there's nothing like I cheated by mistake. It's a big lie. People know exactly what they are doing. The second one is someone can love you and still cheat on you is a lie. If someone truly loves you, he or she won't want to do anything that will hurt you, which includes cheating on you. So the first one, yeah, there's nothing like I cheated by mistake. Like, for me, just own it with your chest. Like, when you say you cheated by mistake, so what am I supposed to do with that information? I think when you do something wrong, you own it. You know, you saying, oh, it's a mistake is like somehow sort of an excuse, and like, we don't do excuses over here. Own that thing with your chest. And the second one, honestly, I've had a bit of time to think about this, and because I've heard this thing like many times, this is not the first time I'm stumbling on this kind of take where people have the opinion that, oh, people can love you and still cheat on you, and some people are like, no, if you love me you won't cheat on me, you know. And my conclusion to the whole thing is that life is not black and white. First of all, human beings are imperfect, right? In fact, because when we talk about cheating, many times it's usually adultery that is usually the context, right? And the truth is, some people will cheat on you because they actually do not love you. And I believe that there are some cases that someone can cheat on you and still love you, but I can't just fathom it. Like, I have not, like, I haven't experienced it, so it's not just black and white, you know. But personally, I feel like for you to actually commit adultery, it's not something you just sit in your house and you commit the adultery. Like, it takes a lot of conscious effort, to keep speaking to that person, at least in the scenario where, like, you know, it kind of leads up from getting to know someone, getting to speak with them, getting to meet up with them, and eventually getting to, you know, commit that sin with them. And then some people will say, okay, what if they are in the club and they get drunk and something happened? Like, if you know that you're that kind of person, then why would you let yourself get loose like that, where you know that you're like married or you have a very serious relationship? Like, why would you let yourself go like that, you know? But another thing there to consider is that human beings are not perfect, because even when you love someone, you still hurt them, because this person like categorically said if someone truly loves you, he wouldn't want to do anything that will hurt you. But the reality is that as human beings, we still tend to hurt the people that we love, you know, not intentionally, but just because of that human factor in the whole thing. It's really not black and white, but as human beings, you can definitely still hurt the person that you actually claim to love, and that's because we are imperfect. But this is not approving cheating or anything. It's like, personally, it's a major deal breaker for me. Like, where do we go from here in terms of trust? You know, it's a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on that. Let me know what you guys think. What it says here, men shouldn't have to prove why they can lead you. Either you want leadership or you don't. I don't really understand. Men shouldn't have to prove why they can lead you. Well, I feel like as a lady in a relationship who, you know, as a Christian, Bible clearly says that the man is the head of the home. But it doesn't mean that you close your eye and pick any man and then say, oh, he doesn't have to prove to you that he can lead you. He doesn't have to say, oh, these are the bullet points, this is why I can lead you, I am this, I am that. You will see it by their actions. That's how a man will act. Just like, no, if I enter a relationship with this one, he will lead me astray. You get? So I think that whether vocal or not, men will still always have to prove that they can be good leaders by their actions or by their words. But words really don't mean anything. Actions is where the truth lies in. So in terms of leadership, to me, it's a very spiritual thing. It's not something physical. It's not. Some people say, oh, as long as he has money, he can lead me. But to me, it's really deeper than that. If you want, we can talk about that in another video. But yeah, Let me just insert one unpopular opinion of mine. I feel like the what we call the whole phase is rubbish. There's nothing like whole phase. It's just a word that was coined by people so that they just feel good about doing things that they're not supposed to do. That's how I see it. There's no whole phase. There's nothing like that. You don't need to pass through your whole phase to be able to have a successful relationship in the future. You don't need to pass through any whole phase to be able to know how to be a good partner to someone. You don't need to have body counts of 500 for you to be able to know how you can satisfy your partner in marriage. Like all of that. Like what I've realized is that in this day and ages, we always find ways to give really sweet words to things that are not supposed to be. No, there's no whole phase. The whole phase word is sounding very, like, one is supposed to go through it. It's a lie. I don't believe so. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So this person said, do drugs with your partner frequently in your youth. Rubbish. Next. Men should never get married until they are over 35. The older the better. Why? That's all I have to ask. Why? Like, why you gatekeeping marriage for men? Just the same way people try to gatekeep marriage for women. After cheating, the relationship is never the same again. Best thing to do is just end it and move on, because you will never be as happy as you were. I think so. I do think so, right? I like, where's the trust? Like, for me, I'm very big on trust. Once you break my trust, like, where do we go from here? Even if we say, okay, let's mend this, we can go forward, like, things just never be the same again. Honestly, I agree with her. Someone says here that men should prepare for marriage exactly the way women do, beyond just money. Learn to cook and clean, master grocery shopping. Most importantly, learn to communicate. She doesn't have psychic powers to know what you are thinking. I mean, the world has changed. Like, although some people still hold that opinion where the man is the one that brings the money, but now, to be honest, even at least in my reality, there are many couples out there where the woman also contributes financially. So why would you as a man why would it be that it's only money you're bringing to the table? No. Learning to cook, learning to clean. As far as I'm concerned, anytime I see that conversation about, man should cook, I scroll, like, the speed there I used to scroll, because it's a very useless conversation. Life, again, is not black and white. There are some women that love it. They want to cook, to clean, to do all of that, right? Those kind of women, go and marry men that think it's your job to do that. As a woman, if you think that that's a no for you, a man should also be able to cater for himself and bring all those things to the table. Go and marry a man that thinks the same way. There's no one size fits all. It's just the reality of life. Last but not the least, right? This guy said, a healthy long-term relationship requires some breaks. Breaks can also signal mutual sureness of affection. The reason some people want to be texted every single morning is because they are deeply insecure, and it's the only way they know to feel safe. So, what I don't understand is, maybe the person is talking from, because it cannot be marriage that this person is talking from. So is it that if you're living with your partner, people say, every 6 months we'll take a break, we'll leave our house, maybe somebody will stay in the house, somebody will go and stay in the hotel, and we'll take our break, then come back? Like, it's not adding up for actual marriage situations, right? Like, why are you taking a break? Break from what, boo? Why do you want to break? Why? What's the break for? I'm not really understanding. Like, in marriage, there are no breaks. You know, it's a life commitment. You see your partner, you know, very frequently, every day, except of course maybe they work requires them to travel or those kind of things. And even in that situation, you talk every day, you communicate every day. So I don't see the big deal. Like, it's either you want to be in a relationship or you don't. If you want to be alone, then please be alone. All these rules of, oh, let's be taking breaks, let's not be talking to each other, doing everything to, you know, be alone, then just decide to just be alone, right? So yeah, honestly, that's pretty much the end of this video. The unpopular opinions had me. I was like, you know, some of them I don't think they are unpopular. I feel like a lot of people have these opinions, but you know, the way cancel culture is, they just don't come out to say it. So let me know some of your own unpopular opinions. I already mentioned mine. There is nothing like a whole phase. So let me know. Yeah, see you in my next video. Bye.